Some exciting things happened in the car world today, one of them being the introduction of the 2017 Nissan Sentra Nismo. So this will join the GTR Nismo, the 370Z Nismo, the Juke Nismo, and the Juke RS Nismo for the 2017 Nismo lineup. And basically the goal of this car was to widen the Nismo brand. Really it started at around $50,000 with the so-called entry-level Nismo car being the 370Z Nismo. Now much more affordable, competing almost directly, I would say, with the likes of the Civic Si. Aesthetically, I think this is a pretty good looking car. My favorite part is definitely the front end. I'd say my least favorite part is probably the rear end, and it's partially because it's just kind of bland looking. There's a single tip exhaust. However, I will say that if it's a Nismo car, they're not going to fake anything, so they're not going to put dual outlets on it if it just doesn't need it. They could have done this for weight reduction or balance or whatever, but I trust that Nismo made the right decision here engineering it. The engine in this is going to be a 1.6 liter turbo 4, but again, to earn the Nismo badge, there was a lot of work that had to be done to have a balanced body, interior, chassis tuning, suspension tuning, steering, and powertrain. The Nismo philosophy is totally balanced tuning for high-speed driving to provide the ultimate driving pleasure. And I think they probably took that to heart with this car to give it the Nismo badge before putting it into production. I think they did a nice choice with the wheels. They're 18-inch wheels, 10 spokes, aluminum alloys, mounted with, the size of them is 215/45, and they're 18s. And they also have Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires. The ride height over the standard Sentra, and this is again somewhere where I think they could have done a little bit more, is only 0.4 of an inch better. I think at least an inch could have done, because there's still some clearance and some visibility through the wheel well, but I haven't driven one yet, so we'll see. It's going to be offered in 4 exterior colors: brilliant silver, gun metallic, super black, and aspen white. Personally, I think aspen white looks best in just about any Nismo model with the red accents. It just looks really nice. Now, the interior of this car I thought was really well chosen. To be able to keep the cost down on something like this and compete with the Civic Si, they didn't go with like a cloth seat that would look cheap, and they also didn't go up to leather, which would increase the cost quite a bit. They gave it it looks like Alcantara. It's like a suede kind of mix seat, and it gives it that. It has an aggressive bolster, and it also it just doesn't look cheap. It looks like there's something special going on with the interior. Also, you'll see the shifter here makes you want to vomit, but they did the right thing, and they're offering it in a manual transmission. So that is also really good news to hear that they're listening to enthusiasts. Because if you were to offer this car with just an automatic transmission, it would take something away from it. And because they've offered it in a manual, that's going to add something special to this car that enthusiasts are going to appreciate. Also, in this image, you don't want to overlook the Alcantara wrapped and leather wrapped steering wheel with the kind of like racing line accent on the top of the wheel. That really separates this car from just about everything else within the price range. The classic Nismo to put the little stripe on top of the steering wheel, and then also the Alcantara. It's just a really cool feature, and it feels great in your hands as you're driving. Overall, I think this is a great addition to the Nissan lineup. I think it's very smart of them trying to grow the Nismo brand by offering a car like this that is more affordable to a lot of people. And it also is going to pull in buyers. Like, there's some 16-year-olds where this could be their first car. They start driving a Nissan period or a Nismo, and then they want to get the 370, and then they want to get the GTR, or maybe if they have a family, if they have to get a fucking minivan, and then they'll go to Nissan. But the balanced performance is what I want to talk about to finish off this video, because I found this very interesting. So we start with the solid Sentra body. It's more than just looking good. The body structure is enhanced with a number of factory-tuned body reinforcements. For example, the cowl is thicker, and the vehicle floor and rear parcel shelf are reinforced to stiffen the body structure, which improves the responsiveness and steering inputs. I wouldn't expect that from a car like this in this price range. Now, on the power side of things, again, 1.6 liter direct injection gasoline turbocharged engine, and it's rated at 188 horsepower at 5,600 RPMs and 177 pounds-feet of torque at 1,600, from 1,600 to 5,200 RPMs. And it's a 16-valve dual overhead cam aluminum alloy inline 4-cylinder engine with a compression ratio of 10.5 to 1. That it'll also be a continuously variable valves timing control system, spray coated and mirror finished cylinder bores, and a variable pressure oil pump and low pressure EGR system, which helps power the exhaust gas temperature and improve NOx sensitivity. Now, to me, none of those numbers are extremely impressive, and especially the horsepower for where we're heading in this segment. I mean, I'm thinking the new Civic could have 220, 230 horsepower, even this new Civic Si, which is this closest competitor. So I think they're going to be behind in power, but I think they are going to be ahead in their chassis and handling and how exciting it's going to be to drive this car. It might have the Civic in that. The new Civic is not very good looking. I'd say this is even better looking than that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pan out. I'm sure there are going to be comparisons on this. I'm very excited to see that. But overall, I'm just happy that Nissan is getting into this sport compact division a little more thoroughly now. I think they had the SER before for the Sentra, so it's really nice to see this, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it moving forward. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. There's plenty more news and videos to come on my Focus ST and other cars. But thank you for all the support, and we'll see you soon.